Perhaps the Christian faith will return to England and to the Western secularized world for the same reason that it made its entrance, as the only one that offers certain answers to the great questions of life on earth. The most favorable occasion to convey this message is at funerals. Here, people are less distracted than during other rites of passage, baptism, marriage, and so on, and they are often wondering about their own destiny. Those who weep over their deceased loved ones also weep for themselves. St. Augustine, while writing about the death of his mother Monica, said that he wept over her and for her, over me and for me. I once heard an interesting program on so-called secular or humanist funerals, with a live broadcast of one of them. At one point, the officiant said to those present, "We should not be sad. To live a good, fulfilling life of 78 years, the age of the deceased, is something for which we should be grateful." Grateful to whom, I wondered? Such a funeral only makes the total defeat of humanity in the face of death all the more apparent. The opportunity for evangelization at funerals can be damaged in two ways. Sometimes ministers lack a genuine sense of humanity and have no interest in the deceased. They cannot weep like Jesus did before of the pain of others. Other times the minister does not go beyond the level of human pleasantries and lacks the courage to announce the good news of Christ's victory over death. Cardinal Newman helps us to complete our reflections with a truth hitherto unmentioned. He does so in his poem, The Dream of Gerontius, set to music by the English composer Edward Elgar. It was a true masterpiece for its depth of thoughts, lyrical inspiration, liturgical choral music, and drama. Newman describes the dream of an old man who feels he is near death, but we know he is actually dealing with himself at a particular time in his life. His thoughts on the meaning of life, death, and the abyss of nothingness into which he is falling are set against the comments of the assistants, the praying voice of the church. Go forth upon thy journey, Christian soul. Proficia anima Christiana. And the conflicting voices of angels and demons that burden his life and claim his soul. The moment of his transition from time into eternity is described with very effective images. I feel in me an inexpressive lightness and a sense of freedom, as if I were at length myself, and ne'er have been before. How still it is! I hear no more the busy beat of time, no, nor my fluttering breath, nor struggling pulse, nor does one moment differ from the next. The last words spoken by the soul in the poem are those with which he sets out serenely, even patiently, to purgatory. There will I sing my absent Lord in love, take me away, that sooner I may rise and go above and see him in the truth of everlasting day. For Emperor Hadrian, as we have read, death was a transition from reality to the shadows. For the Christian John Newman, it is the transition from shadows to reality. Ex umbris et imaginibus in veritatem, from shadows and images into truth, was the inscription he wished to have written on his tomb. What then is the truth that Newman obliges us to be open about? That the transition from time to eternity is not straight and equal for all. We must face a judgment